face these situations. Because see, when you looked at it, in verse 22, it talked about Peter. It said, but Peter took him, verse 22 said, but Peter took him aside and began to reprimand him for saying such things. Heaven forbid, Lord, he said, this would never happen to you. Jesus turned to Peter and said, get away from me, Satan. You are a dangerous trap to me. You are seeing things merely from a human point of view and not God's point of view. See, even with that right there, God is sharing with us that we got to be at a place to see when you're going through from God's perspective. See, because see, it showed me that we can be on the straight and narrow, but we can jump off. Because see, you got to remember, Peter was that same one that said that you are the Messiah, you are Christ, you are the Christ. And he told Peter, God is the only one who could have showed you this. But this the same Peter that told him that he wasn't going to die. So now Peter began to be double-minded because he began to look at the situation. And see, as I looked at it, I said, well, see, I was looking at it from a human point of view that Peter was trying to protect Jesus. But see, you got to understand that we can't look at Peter trying to protect Jesus from a temporary perspective. And Jesus was saying, I rebuke you. Get away from me, Satan. See, that's an eternal perspective. Because if Jesus hadn't died, all of us would be going to hell. And see, and Jesus was trying to let Peter know you got to look at it from a heavenly and an eternal perspective. So Jesus said, that's why you got to look at your situation. You said, Jesus, get me up out of here. Get me out of this job where they about to get on my nerves. Get me out of this job where they about to make me act a fool. And Jesus said, but I'm showing you because you said that you wanted to be like me. He said, so I'm showing you yourself. He said, so I ain't going to change the people in the job. I'm going to change you. I'm going to change the way that you respond to them. He said, I'm going to show you how to hold your mouth when they talk about you. And I'm going to teach you how to begin to start praying for them. Because the moment you start praying for them, you're going to see that I'm going to shut their mouth. You're going to begin to see that they're going to wonder, why I know I'm trying to get on their nerves. Why they ain't saying nothing. And see, and then when they begin to start questioning, you all right? You ain't saying nothing because you so used to giving them the last word. Now you ain't saying nothing. Now they think something wrong with you. See, God said, because he did, now you showing them who you serve. He said, because see, I need to show you how to go through. He said, because as you go through, you're going to understand that the more that you go through is to show you when you're going to look like me. He said, because the more you look like him, come on here, the more that the world and the enemy gonna hate you. That's your indication. See, if you at a place where the world loving on you, everybody say, oh, you the next thing, the peaches and ice cream. Come on here. He said, you got to check yourself. Because see, you got to understand that Jesus wants us to look like him. Because see, by us going through and we acting up, he going to let you stay in there. See, the thing is, it depends on you. The children of Israel, they had 3 weeks to go through the wilderness. But it took them 40 years. Now your situation depends on you.
Oh, wow.
How long do you want to be in it? How long do you want to stay alive or you just going to die? Come on. He said, I can have you out of here in 2 weeks. You've been in it 3 months. He said, but I'm waiting on you to change.
Wow.
Come on here. Because see, he said, I'm looking for you to make up your mind that you're going to go through. He said, because see, as you go through this thing here, it said that he began to tell Peter in verse 23, say, Jesus turned to Peter and said, get away from me. And he told them, you looking at it from a human standpoint. Verse 24 said, then Jesus said to his disciples, if any of you want to be my follower, you must turn from your selfish ways. And the King James Version said, you must deny yourself. Let me tell you what that word deny means. I want y'all to write this down. He's saying, if you want to look like him, you got to deny yourself. When you look up the word deny in the Greek word, it's called abrahomene. It means to disown, to abstain, and to renounce yourself.